right, welcome back to another episode of Plug in Your Mind. Welcoming back my co-host
Chin.
P.
and your brother Jay. Again, we want to first and foremost thank all our listeners for their feedback. Great episode last week, and we have another one this week, but it's more of what we're consuming. We all like to eat, right, ladies?
Of
Yes.
course.
All right.
Who doesn't?
We said that like in a symphony. I like that.
Yes.
I'm telling you. But are we aware of what we're eating? And is it really safe for us? Which brings us to the topic. Is the food we are consuming making us sick? Wow. This topic is, as you can see, it's all over the media, internet.
Yes.
What's going on, ladies? What are your thoughts on this?
I think it's a definite yes.
For me, definitely yes. Hands down. Yes. Capital letters. Yes.
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 We.
Yes.
And
For
as
our-
the
for our
young
French
generation
listeners.
would say, YAS. Yes.
C.
Oh, we got multiple languages going here when it comes to yes. But it's a definitely serious issue, and I know we always have fun, but we like to have a balance with this show, and this is what we're about. And speaking of balance, from our ingestion to digesting, food. Like I said, we all love food. We like to enjoy a lot of occasions that involve food.
Yeah.
But we're getting to the point now where we're not really aware of what's being in our food. And we don't know if this is coming from this particular source, Exhibit A, Exhibit B, C. So what are some of the problems that you ladies are seeing with what's written in our food? Like when you pick up a cereal, let's just bring it back a little bit. Flashback, 97 and 98. When you looked at your cereal boxes, did you notice that there was more or less ingredients as opposed to now, the price going up, the economy? Like, what comes to your mind when you hear about these issues that are being flaggated all over on the news?
Well, to be honest, like growing up, I didn't really eat a lot of cereal. Yeah, I was not one of those kids who were like eating cereal in the morning for breakfast. Nah, mom was cooking breakfast. Mom was in the kitchen cooking some yam and bananas and ackee and saltfish. So, sorry, I can't tell you about the ingredients on the boxes from 97, but I could probably tell you about the ingredients now. I got lazy.
I don't know about the labels back in the days because I never read labels back in the days. Right now in 2019, I sure do read labels, not only cereal boxes, labels. I don't really buy cereal that often. I check all my labels. Now, I don't know if people know out there, when it comes to labels, and especially in the ingredients, the first ingredient on that ingredient list is what's the majority of. So if it says sugar,
Enriched.
there is lots of sugar in that. And it could be like corn later on or wheat. That would be the last one. That's the least amount of product that's in that
Package.
box.
Yeah.
So it's important to read labels because I'm going to tell you half of the things I don't even understand and I can't even pronounce. So I don't know if you guys ever look at the labels and you're like, Sylvan, like, what is this?
Am I dyslexic? Because I cannot pronounce these words for the life of me. And if I can't pronounce you, I'm sorry, but I'm not eating you. I'm not.
That's
Good point.
true.
Good point.
I have a rule. Same like Chin. If I cannot pronounce you and I cannot put you on my face, then I'm not buying you. If you
That's
would,
important.
I'm not buying you.
Yeah,
Back
good
on the
point.
shelf, you are.
Yep.
I love to see simple ingredients. So if I pick up let's say almonds. When I go to the natural food store, I pick up almonds and I look at the back. Oh, almonds, the first and only ingredient? Feels good to me. I know it's real.
I know there's some products you pick up and it will say all natural orange juice, just orange, no sugar added or whatever. And then you look at the back of the ingredients and you're like, orange and da 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 da. Like, wait a minute, did you not just say only orange?
Yes.
What's all these other stuff? You
Yep,
know?
yep.
Yeah, no. Let me pick my orange off the tree and go squeeze that real quick.
No, great point, ladies. And I co-sign to both what you're saying. I'm not a big fan of cereal. I know my fiance is, and I mean, like you said, Pete, who really looks at your cereal box?
Yeah.
When you're looking at the ingredients, especially when you're younger. But as you get older, you got to make these transitions. And I mean, the home cooked meal chin. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. I mean, it's just going to be organic, natural. Oh, did I just say organic?
It's not going to be organic. If your food is not organic, it's not organic.
pretty much.
Yeah.
But see, that old word goes around, circulates. How can we tell the difference of what's organic or what's not? Because for me personally, I used to work at a grocery store. I won't mention its name, but I will say that
Can you tell us off air?
will do. But they used to splatter organic on everything. And I'm thinking, wait a minute. That product looks just like this product. Same, let's say, for example, it was fruit. Mm-hmm. But one says organic and one doesn't. So are we kind of over-exaggerating on using this organic? Have we gotten into this whole hysteria of just, I got to have organic, I got to stay healthy? Is this affecting the conscience of individuals staying healthy?
Like, I know when the last time I went to Jamaica, my partner's mom, in the back of her yard, she has like all these different fruit trees, right? Mm-hmm. And one morning she was getting ready to cook breakfast, and she told the guy in the back, she's like, "Go pick me some bananas," right? Mm-hmm. So, mind you, it's been a long time since I've seen like actual organic banana, right? Mm. And I love bananas.
Me too.
So when the guy came with the banana thing, and I was like, "Oh, I got them two little piece of banana." Like, they're so small. I was like, the banana was like the size of my index finger, right? And I'm like, "Is that fully like developed?" And she's like, "Yeah, it fell off the tree." And I was like, "Okay, I know once a fruit falls off the tree, like it's good to go, you know?" And I was like, "But my banana back home is like 4 times the size of that, right?" And I'm like, "Yo, shoot, I might have to have about 6 of these bananas right now." You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, but when I go to the grocery store and I'm buying my banana, especially if I'm buying like my ripe bananas, right? You have one counter that says it's regular bananas, right? And then the other one, it's organic, it's wrapped a little different, more fancier, but it's the same size. And I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna go with what actually fell off the tree in front of my eyes and that was organic, and here you are, 4 times the size of it, and I'm gonna believe that you're organic? Like, come on now.
Great point.
Come on now. Yeah, no. They use that word to sell to people. It's, as you would always say, that's a marketing strategy. You know what I'm saying? And it will get people to go and buy. It's like, oh, it's organic. Let me just pick it up. And you're not really thinking, organic don't look like that. But you're just seeing the word and you're like, okay, I'll buy into it.
Yeah, it's a great observation, to be honest. Yeah.
You could definitely tell organic products, especially fruits and vegetables. Oranges has wax, like wax. I don't know if you guys have ever cut an orange and you have seen the wax come out of an orange.
Oh, yeah, I've noticed that.
Yeah, they have that. Organic products do not have that. There's wax on apple. So if you're going to buy a non-organic apple, normally what I would do is I wash it in, if I have to buy it, I'd wash it in apple cider vinegar.
Okay,
but I run it on some warm water.
Yeah.
And when you start running on warm water, it's like a white film that you would see on your apple. So you know that this is not no organic apple. No organic anything doesn't shine. Doesn't shine like a ruby or a diamond, guys. So you know something is up. So what is this stuff that they're putting outside? And you remember, some people just wash it and they go
Start
straight
consuming,
and eat this.
Yeah.
And this is going into your bodies. And it's doing something to your system. So it's important to be mindful. Yes, I know we can get all wound up in this organic stuff, and organic is very expensive, you definitely could tell organic items are more expensive than regular items.
Yes.
Health as well. It's important to know where your fruits and vegetables are coming from.
Yeah.
If you do the research, you can definitely find out where they're coming from.
That's very well said.
You know what I see sometimes? The grocery store close to me, they have a small little section in the fruit aisle that says organic stuff, right? And depends on what time of day you go there, that shelf is empty. Okay, it's cleared out. However, they'll have grapes, and they'll say organic grapes, seedless organic grapes. There's no such thing as a seedless, any fruit that's supposed to have a seed,
Yeah.
and call it organic.
It's true.
That is not organic. But when you go there, it's empty, right? Especially if you go there before 1 o'clock, they're empty. But then you go over to the non-organic section and it's packed up. And I'm like, bruh, you know they're just taking from over there and putting over here with another label on it, right? And I'm just like, seedless. My watermelon, seedless watermelon, organic. It's not organic. So you have to be very mindful and aware of those tactics that they're using. Your watermelon is supposed to have seeds. Your grapes are supposed to have seeds. If it doesn't, that's not organic. So, know what you're buying, folks.
It's true. You know, like this also brings the war, because you know, as we're discussing this matter, you know, you think about, and you probably heard of this. You probably go, you know, whether to your local malls, Subways. You're seeing this whole become a vegan, or you're seeing these advertisements pertaining to, you know, do you really want to eat this? And they're showing a picture of like, you know, like an adorable cow. So with that being said, is it wise for us to lean towards going in that route of being a vegan? Or could you...
That was a quick answer.
That was one of those... Is it Jeopardy? Or you know, you hit the buzzer? Family Feud?
Yeah, Family Feud. It felt like a Family Feud answer. Yes, it did.
It was on that buzzer. You let me finish the question.
Sorry, I just wanted to get in there quick.
But it is serious. Like, when we think about that, like, has this, especially what's going on, you know, for all our listeners, feel free to comment as well. We always love your feedback. You have been doing a great job so far. We love the persistence and the consistency. But really, ladies, veganism, is this a way to go, or is it just, you know, I can still eat my meat and still be healthy? Because this seems to be like a clashing battle amongst many people. What's your takes on this, ladies? What's going on?
I don't like to use the word veganism.
Yeah.
When you say vegan, because when you say vegan, listen, they got the vegans out there. You're nothing animal product, not even leather, nothing. So people have to understand, when you say vegan, I like to say plant-based.
Yes.
More than I would say vegan.
Okay.
So I like to use plant-based. That's personally for me. I'm not saying, you know, that's just my preference, plant-based. But let's go back. You know, there's 7.53 billion people in this world, right? To understand, let's just understand something here. So this was an estimation. This was in 2017. Now we're just going to go down the world's livestock. This was an estimated number in 2013 for the livestock, right? 23 billion poultry for the world, 1.6 billion cattle, 2 billion sheep and goats, and 1 billion pigs.
Wow. Those are some astonishing numbers right there. Like,
isn't it?
It is. Wow.
How are they producing these animals at this rapid rate? What are they pumping in them?
Yeah.
They're pushing hormones. What's going on there?
Yeah.
How are they producing these animals like this? And this is the whole world here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, if that doesn't send bells and alarm you, then what would, you know?
Absolutely.
So something's happening here with this, the livestock industry here and farmers, because they're producing these things at rapid speed, even our vegetables and fruits too.
Yeah.
They're pumping them out. So something is happening here, and we have to be mindful of what's going on in here. And I said, yes, a plant-based diet is definitely a good diet to have, because these meats are being pumped in with hormones, and these hormones are in this meat. And when you eat this, it goes into your system. Cattle eats off of the grass, you know? They're grass-fed animals. They don't eat meat. Cattle don't eat meat. But this stuff you're eating is being put into your bodies. And you guys, if you guys go and do your research out there and you start, you probably be sick with some of the stuff that you'd be seeing out there. Because you're going to realize that how your meat is being produced and how you're getting it, you'll be scared. You'll be scared. There's actually, I don't know if you guys know where the stockyards are. Down here by
Christie?
Not Christie,
No.
Sinclair and Keel.
Okay.
Right there. There is slaughterhouse there. And every time that I go to work, I see the animals come down. And when I turn to the side, the animals have a distinct smell. And I could smell them from a mile away. But when I turn to the side and I look, I see a cow's eye looking at me. Just one eye looking out, and I know that these animals are going to get slaughtered. They're like probably about 50 in a trailer truck going down. I've seen the cows, I've seen the pigs, and I've seen the chickens, and they're going to be slaughtered. The standard of meat and the meat industry and how we're getting meat, there's no standard there anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, it has changed over the years.
Yeah, it has.
Definitely has.
Yeah.
Plant-based is the way to go. It's a definite way to go to be healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I like that you mentioned that, P, because, you know, plant-based is definitely a unique and profound way to go. But for budgets, like, I think we all can agree that it can,
You cannot think about budget when you're thinking about your health, your
She's right.
long-term health.
Yeah. I fully respect that, and I understand that. Price-wise, though, I mean, because let's face it, a lot of these organic products are very, very expensive.
They are.
And, you know, it's hard to kind of, I think a lot of people want to.
Hold on. Let me just interrupt you 1 second.
Go ahead.
You're saying plant-based, some of them are very expensive. These organic products are expensive. Cancer medication is very expensive. Which one would you rather be paying for?
Oh, obviously the plant-based, yeah.
There you go.
Right.
That's all you got to think about.
Yeah. But people can't afford sometimes the cancer. So I look at like the occupation of individuals, because I think if everyone, for most part, people, if they want to be healthy, they would like to be, but maybe it's just out of their pockets. So do you think it's more of are they making excuses, or is it just really that they can't afford it?
I would believe excuses.
Excuses?
I would say that because if you want to go buy that shoes or you want to go to that concert, you're definitely going to find the money
They
to
make
do
sacrifices,
it,
right?
So
Yeah.
why would you not make sacrifices for your health?
Good point.
Your health is important to us because if you don't have health and strength, how are you going to go out there to work? How are you going to do the things you enjoy? How are you going to enjoy life when you're sick or you're in a bed? And for anybody who knows you have any family members or friends that have been sick, they can't help themselves. So if you're not healthy, how are you to do these things in life? You know?
Yeah. It's very deep.
Believe me, plant-based is it's the only way to go. And although I say plant-based is the only way to go, if you put me in Jamaica next to a smoking jump pan with some jerk chicken, of course, I'm going to order my jerk chicken. I'll order my jerk chicken any day of the week. However, plant-based is the way to go. Because when you think about it, where does animals get their proteins from?
Plants, I agree.
Yeah.
From the plants. So when we're eating these animals to get quote-unquote protein, that's recyclable protein we're eating.
Absolutely.
So why not eat plant-based?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And also, humans have the least protein naturally. I think we probably have maybe 1 to 2 grams of proteins. Like the least. Even rats have more protein in their body than human does.
It's interesting.
So they're telling us to consume all these protein. Why are they telling us to do that? That's coming from pharmaceutical companies because that benefit their bottom line.
Good point.
Who's creating these food guides? Who's talking to these doctors? Pharmaceutical companies. So when we get sick, that benefit them. And they give us all these medications. Those medications, they're not curing you. It's not curing the disease. It's just prolonging it.
Yeah.
So when you go, even if you go plant-based for 2 weeks, you completely feel the change within your body. And certain medications that you will be taking, you can be off of those medication in 2 weeks just from switching to plant-based. And I know this personally because when my mom was diagnosed, right, with her illness, and the doctors were like, you know, we need to get her on these vitamin pills and this pill and that pill, and she can consume some fruit. And I was like, my mom's forever buying fruits and she's eating her fruits. But with everything that she cooks, for every carb that she cooked, there is some sort of protein that was accompanying it, right? And I got frustrated because I'm like, you're telling me to do this, you're telling me to do that, but nothing's happening. You know, there's still that gradual decline.
Yeah.
So, okay, got to the point now where my mom, she's not able to consume food the way that she, like how we would. She's not able to chew. So now everything has to be pureed for her, right? And I was like, there's no way I'm going to be pureeing no oxtail, no blender. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have to figure out a different way for her to be eating.
Of course.
Everything for my mom started to be plant-based. Although I wasn't really doing plant-based, but for her, everything was, because I found it was much more easier for me to prepare that. What started to happen? My mom, her cholesterol completely dropped to half. She was no longer on diabetes medication. And those are stuff that she was on for like almost 30 years.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
You know what I'm saying? And just within the short period of time that I was able to switch that over,
Yeah.
all those stuff started to happen. And I'm like, wait a minute. So all those time, you know, you're telling me to push all these protein products on her and stuff. It wasn't doing nothing for her.
Yeah.
And this was recommendation that was coming from her doctor, from a specialist that we were going to. But because I was lazy and I'm like, well, not really lazy, but I was like, I'm not putting no oxtail, no blender. I'm not blending up no chicken. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, I was like, ew. So I'm just going to do plant-based because that looked a little bit more appealing to me, right?
Yeah, of course.
And I did that, and that's what actually worked. So imagine if I was doing that from day one. We probably wouldn't even have been to this stage.
That's right.
So if you can just switch over what you're eating, even for 2 weeks, you feel that change within your body. But the doctors won't tell you that.
No.
And more times the doctors don't even know because they don't really teach them nutrition like that in school.
Yeah.
They teach them about medicine.
That's well said. I mean, and I like that because plant-based is, you're going to have like less things involved, especially ingredients-wise, right? And it's interesting about ingredients because we all have a list here.
Yes, we do.
Let's let our audience know. So for all you listening, we have a listing of ingredients that you may or may not know is in your food, and you may not know what it's originally destined to do in its purpose. So we broke it down into 3 categories. We have
Artificial sweeteners to avoid.
Artificial food colorings to avoid.
and food additives to avoid. Now, ladies, who wants to go first? 'Cause
Let me just tell you, Jason's paper with foods to avoid, those are the ones that nobody can pronounce.
He gonna have to leave that one.
my co-hosts are the sweetest ladies on this
know.
earth.
You so
The
welcome.
sweetest. Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much. You know I'm not going first.
He has to practice.
I gotta practice some of these words. Have my little spelling bee moment here. Latin of origin.
Okay, I would go. I'm present. I'm here.
All right, let's hear it, P.
Okay, so some of the artificial sweeteners you should avoid. Oh, this is a big one. You can find this on most any products out there. All of them. High fructose corn syrup. You guys ever seen that one in your
I see it a lot in cereals.
It's actually the first ingredient.
You're right, actually.
If you go back to the grocery and do it in the grocery store, look for this. high fructose corn syrup. It's a sweetener made from cornstarch, made from genetically modified corn. Now, this is important, guys. If you ever see anything says genetically modified, do not pick it up. It's made in a lab. The DNA was changed. Sometimes you see it under GMO.
That's crazy.
That's genetically modified organism. You want to stay away from those things. So there's actually a company out there, the non-GMO. If you see that sign, it's a blue sign and it's there. It has the vegan plant sign. Yeah, those are products that is not genetically modified. So if you in the grocery store and you see the blue thing with the flower, pick up that product. You know it wasn't made in a lab.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, the corn syrup causes obesity, diabetes, heart problems, arthritis, and insulin resistance. My gosh, that deals with all the things that Chin was talking about with your mom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, heart disease and diabetes. That's crazy.
And our children are eating this too. They're seeing a lot of this, aren't they?
Yeah, and definitely. What's a main item they use for breakfast? Cereal and what's are those the waffle things?
Oh, the
What do you
pancakes?
call them? The pancakes, but the next one.
Oh,
the
Eggo waffles? Yeah.
And what do they put on the Eggo waffles?
Yeah,
Syrup.
you're right.
And what's the first thing in there? It's not maple syrup, you know.
syrup.
It's corn syrup. That's that.
Wow.
And that's genetically modified. They may not say it, but it's genetically modified. Corn is a genetically modified product. And it's the easiest thing to produce is corn.
Yeah.
That's why it's in a lot of our products. It's easy and it's cheap. The next thing to avoid is bleached starch. What is bleached? That's starch.
I always used to think, I'm like, are they putting Clorox?
Yes, we consider bleach like you bleach your skin and you know you're
Yeah,
bleached.
yeah,
Like,
that's
what
what
are
I'm
they
thinking. I'm
doing
just
to-
like, well, I don't want to see. I don't eat that.
Okay, this can cause this can be used in many dairy products. So I guess would be your milk, your yogurt, maybe even cheese. Yeah, I never thought of that. My gosh,
So is that what's causing the whiteness? Like, does that?
I am not too sure. But starch is like you have your starch would be you have the starch.
Yeah.
I think that's what that is.
Wow.
It's thought to be related to asthma and skin irritations. So you remember, I don't know if Chin is lactose intolerant, right? So certain people, when they start to eat certain things, they have a delay reaction to how they reacted. So you mightn't, I don't know, for some people, for me, I have IBS, right? It's irritable bowel syndrome.
Yeah.
When I eat bread, I feel it. My stomach starts to grumble. I start to get gas. I'm gassy for a few days until it comes back to normal. And it could be anything that has gluten inside, or even the pasta. Maybe sometimes I'm eating something I don't even know that there's gluten in there, but it will affect me. Even with seasoning, it will affect me. So some people have time delay on how they process their food. And you should watch out for those things, because sometimes you may eat something and you may get a reaction maybe the next day and you don't know what it is from, especially with your skin or in your stomach. You could definitely feel those things, right?
It's crazy.
Yeah, I do have one more thing, but it's not for the sweetener. It's actually for the artificial
Share
food coloring.
it. Go ahead.
This is important. I don't know if you guys ever drank Fruitopia?
I remember you telling me that.
Back in-
Fruitopia
back in the
awareness.
days? Yeah, back
oh,
in the
it's called
days.
Fruitopia Strawberry Passion Awareness. You guys drink that?
I remember back in the days, I used to go to work on that.
I used to.
Didn't we all?
Yeah, exactly.
I used to back in the days until Jay told me this interesting fact, and I actually Googled it and I went and I looked on the ingredients list. And I just lied. It was over. Jay told me, P, you ever heard of cochineal extract? I was like, no, what's that? He's like, that's from a bug. So I'm like, nah, Jay, they wouldn't put no bug in our drink. He's like, yes, you got to go check it out. So I went to the grocery. I picked up a passion fruit awareness, and there it was, cochineal extract. You know what that is for? It's for the coloring, the red coloring. It preserves. It's actually cochineal bugs. So when this bug is dry, what they do is mash it up. So when they mash it up, it turns into a powder form, and it's red. And that's what preserves that redness and the coloring of the drink. Now, I wouldn't eat a bug. That's not in my diet. I would not go to the grocery store and purchase a bug.
What's for dinner today? Bugs.
So I was surprised that, and they've been using this for centuries. So I'm surprised that these stuff is in the food and people are not, being mindful that these things are in there because they don't know what these things are.
Yeah.
It's also called carmine. So if you ever check it out, go out there and check it out and see. See if you're not drinking any bug juice out there.
But the thing, I think
It's
it's
crazy.
because we're so trustworthy of these companies. And especially, okay, if I go to this, I hope we don't have any American listeners. I apologize. But I know if I go to the States and like with certain places to eat, I'm like, man, I don't know if I'm going to eat there. I don't really trust their food inspectors.
Yeah.
I just start to think like that, right?
Yeah.
But over here in Canada, I'm like so trustworthy. Like, my government will never do that to me. Like, they will never put those things in my product, right? Like, why would they?
Yeah.
They're paying for our healthcare. Why would they? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we are so trustworthy and foolish.
I get, yeah, that happens sometimes, right?
It does. It does.
Until you really start to read and do your own research, and you're like, they've been bamboozled. I can't even say the word right
Bamboozled?
now. Yes, right?
We have in a lot of things.
Yeah, it's true. It's so true.
Damn. So now we're on to artificial food coloring, thanks to Sister P.
Appreciate that, P. Awareness
bugs,
is key.
bugs.
Awareness is key. I love it.
Yeah, we ain't gonna be doing no bugs. This is not Fear Factor. But with the artificial food coloring, blue.
Ooh.
Blue #1.
Sounds like a lab thing.
Now listen, especially now that I'm pregnant with my second child. My first one, I was into like soury stuff. So anything with salt, I was on. If you did not
Yeah.
have salt, I was putting salt on you. Now I'm in the sweet stage with this pregnancy. So this one right here, I'm a little concerned. I'm a little bit concerned because it's used in bakery products, candy, and soft drinks. And that can damage your chromosome and lead to cancer.
That's a big one too.
This is
Okay.
This is being consumed, is what you're telling us.
Consumed. This is in our food. We're basically buying cancer. We're buying death. we're using our money to buy death.
So let me get it straight. I'm buying muffins, and you're saying that potentially can be in my muffins.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're buying it from the grocery store. Or maybe from a mom and pop shop.
Wow.
Probably. It depends what ingredients they use, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is why I now buy from the vegan store. Green #3. Again,
What's up with the colors?
used in candy and beverages. May cause bladder tumor.
So hold up. I go to the bulk barn around lunchtime for most of these kids. You're saying that potentially that there's kids that are buying these candies that contain that ingredient that can mess up their bladder.
Yep.
Next time you go to the bulk mart,
This is
look
insane.
at the ingredients. Look at it.
I'm
and see
actually
if they
gonna-
have that.
I'm
yeah.
actually gonna do
And
that,
if
'cause
they
I go
don't
there.
if they don't have it there, you can go up to them and ask them for it, and they will let you know. They're supposed to let you know.
Yeah.
Because they don't put all the ingredients on those little cards that they have there.
Yeah, that's right.
They don't. Because really and truly, they probably can't fit all the ingredients on there. No, seriously, they can't.
Yeah.
So you go up there and you ask them.
We'll do.
And you'll be surprised at what you hear some of these times.
This is crazy.
We're buying these things. You know what I always used to think about? You know, they will say, when you're 40 years old as a man, you should start getting your prostate checked or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And I'm always like, how do you know the age that I'm supposed to go check my prostate? How do you know when I'm 50, I'm supposed to go check this? Why? So then I start to think, like, you know, you're reading these things and you're feeding this to kids from an early age.
Yeah.
So is it that you have a time limit when these things really reach that stage? Like, do you get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It'll take about 40 years for it to manifest in the body to then create these tumors. So yes, when you're 40, then you could come to us and because at that point it'd be well developed.
Yeah.
You know?
Sounds like a
It's-
trap.
Ain't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
This whole system is crazy. It's a damn trap. It's a mouse trap. It's a maze. It's a mousetrap. Yellow number 6. A carcinogen used in sausage, beverages, and baked goods. Thought to cause kidney tumors, according to some studies.
Wow.
This is why I don't eat sausage. I've never. I mean, I used to, but then I got smart. Yeah. And listen, in the summertime, everybody's barbecues are going up with what? Sausages.
Yeah.
And who do you call over for the sausages? The kids.
Yeah.
Kids are the first one to get the sausage, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, processed stuff you should avoid. Like
Yeah.
processed hot dog, processed cold cuts. Those are processed stuff.
Yeah.
It's not good for you.
Bacons. Yeah.
Yeah. It's all around us. That's
It is.
it's so we're so saturated in it. Like I mean,
Yeah, they mechanically mulch up everything together. So mechanically, meat is processed.
Yes.
It's all together. I don't know what
The
they put in there,
nitrates and-
but
yeah.
it could be all the head. Who knows what they're putting all in there?
Yeah.
And it comes out looking like that.
I'm
So
gonna touch
yeah.
on that shortly.
Yeah.
That's crazy. What else do you have on your list, Chin?
Let me see if I could pronounce this word. I might just have to spell it out for you guys. Hopefully my dyslexia doesn't kick in. Bixen, is that how we will pronounce it? Food coloring that cause hyperactivity in children and asthma.
So that should not go with any child that has ADD, ADHD.
At all.
Wow,
At all.
that's crazy.
And these things,
And-
I'm pretty sure it's in the kids' foods,
It is.
you know?
Yeah.
And then you wonder
also-
why some of these kids are in school and,
They're not.
they're acting up. You know what I'm saying? Or these things are happening to them. You don't know why. That's why. It's in the food.
Yeah.
It's in your system.
I guess that explains why there's so much people paranoid on, what's going on with our systems, what's in our food. Because, like I said, we didn't even read our full pages. For all our listeners, I mean, and this just shows you that awareness is key, that we should be mindful. We should be attentive on what we're putting inside of our bodies. And then also our children, even our seniors, like our parents, our grandparents, we all have to eat from the same places, right? Oh,
Yes.
that is crazy.
What's going on with your list?
Oh, food additives to avoid? Well, let me just start off with number 1, since we're talking about processed meat. Sodium nitrate,
Yeah.
added to processed meats to stop bacterial growth. Also, get this now, linked to cancer in humans. Now, all this processed meat that's just saturated on our shelves, what are the chances of this ingredient being in it?
100%.
Thank you.
It's in every one of them. I wish we did this show at the grocery store, so where we could have gone to tell you, well, this is what it is, and like,
We'll be escorted out with security.
Easily. Oh my goodness. How about this one? Potassium bromate, added to breads to increase the volume, the thickness of it, right? Also linked to cancer in humans. And the thing about this one is, I like fluffy bread.
Man, don't give me no thin slice of bread to eat.
You know what I mean?
I'll be upset.
I'd rather have a cracker.
I'm sorry, my gluten-free bread ain't so fluffy like the normal bread there. But
But it's just like we have to make these sacrifices, right? Oh, get this one. This one might sound a little familiar to our listeners and my co-host right here. Monosodium glutamate. Those who love their
Say that
Chinese
in
food.
English.
it's MSG.
Other known as MSG,
Yeah,
that's
it's
right.
MSG.
Flavor enhancer, for those who love their Chinese food or even Caribbean foods, right? Flavor enhancer that can cause headaches, linked to nerve damage, heart attacks, and seizures. Now, it's interesting that this one comes up because that aroma that we smell when you go past a restaurant or a store,
Smells good.
what is causing that?
Well, the food is enhanced by that MSG. It's a powder. It looks like starch powder.
Yeah.
It actually comes in a tin. It's called Vitsin. They
see?
come in a small tin there.
See? It smells wonderful. But at that risk am I willing to take that sacrifice to go through all that because it smells good, it may taste good?
When your brain, when you smell and your brain senses just kick in, like, all right, the belly start talking to you. It's like it's just food.
Yeah.
But you have to be mindful.
Absolutely.
You have to be mindful. Like when I go into a restaurant, like how are these people preparing this food? Like where are they getting their meats? Some restaurants will tell you.
Are they washing the meat?
Yeah, like what's going on? Where you can ask the restaurants where their products come from, and they would tell. Some of them tell you. Don't be afraid to ask.
After all, you are paying for it.
Yeah, don't.
I'm paying for a service
Don't.
here.
Yeah, you're right.
Don't be afraid to do that.
You're right. Oh my goodness. Who loves candle wax? Or let me
Are you
rephrase
talking
that.
about candles?
Candles, yes.
Yes, candles, especially the scented ones, they're no good. Tell me.
Yeah.
Tell me what's going on there.
Okay, let me tell you what's going on. If you may have never thought you had candle wax before, well, just peep this. Carnauba wax. Used in chewing gums and to glaze certain foods. Can cause cancer and tumors. Now, I'm taking this one to heart. And can I give a testimony for it real quick?
Go ahead.
Preach, my brother.
Thank you, my sister. I'm a big fan of sour candies. There's these sour dinosaurs that I'm still,
Yeah?
Sour Patch.
yeah. And I'll be honest with you, Sour Patch, exactly. I go to the store and
Take a moment, Jay. Take a moment.
sorry.
You buy what, $5 worth of it? $10? I know it's more than a $5.
Peace putting my budget out there. But $5 is yes. I'm not talking anything after $6.
Okay.
I buy this candy, and I know this is there. And what gets me, ladies, is the shine of the candy. And then the sour, the glaze, the presentation, the chewiness. To now find out that I am a leading candidate for cancer and tumors running through my system. Ladies, I'm weak.
Yep.
I am weak. But it's things like this that I need to overcome. And listeners, do not play the fool. I am a victim to this. I really like that candy, but I never knew. I'm like, okay, carnauba wax. Like, I see wax.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, well, it's just wax. Well, I guess this will be all right. But when you find out it causes things like this, I'm really hurt by this. So now I have to really strive to discipline myself to avoid, because I like the sourness of it. I'm not really big into the sweet stuff, but the sourness of it, I enjoy, and it's very chewy.
I get you.
Now I know why.
I get you. The Sour Patches will get you all the time.
That's right.
I like chewing gum.
Yeah,
They have all natural chewing gum out there too.
they do.
Yeah, they do.
And I appreciate that because we need more of that. Because this artificial stuff is not cool.
They have
But
them.
it's expensive, Jay. It's expensive.
Think about the price. Think
No,
about the price.
Think about your health. Don't think
No,
about the price.
you're-
Just think about your health.
You're right. You're right. I mean,
All fun,
Health is
all
wealth.
fun and games, but think about your health.
absolutely, absolutely. So, audience, we're looking forward to your comments. You heard it from P, Chin, and myself, Jay. This is what's happening in our stores. This is what's being located
Yes.
in our stores. So, ladies, final thoughts before we conclude.
Yes, I do have some final thoughts. I'm going to make it quick. Health is wealth. It's very important to be healthy out there. Be aware. Understand the labels. Understand where your food is coming from. And also understand how you're preparing your food, especially when it comes to the pots and pans that you're using. I would tell you to avoid non-stick pans. They're not good for you at all. I only use stainless steel and cast iron pans. Do your research. Even though we're telling you this stuff, go out there, do your research. In the summertime, if you could grow organic stuff, go for it and do it. And make sure those seeds are non-GMO. And look out for those products that say GMO. And next thing, if you want to look into some things, you could check out Netflix. They got some good documentaries out there on stuff pertaining to food and where your food is coming from, like Food Inc., Rotten, What the Healthy,
Yes.
the magic pill. So, check out those things because they got some interesting stuff out there for your minds. So check them out.
Yeah, we live in a time where you cannot be blind to the truth because it is out there. It's up for you. It's up to you as the consumer to find those information because it's not going to be provided to you. So as Sister P said, just be aware and we'll be good. We'll be good.
You heard it from my co-host P and Chin. They put it very well for everyone, listeners. Like I said, if we didn't care, we wouldn't have mentioned it. We love you all, and we want you to love yourself, your mind, and your body. So with that being said, thank you for tuning in. Feel free to leave your comments. You know, again, we appreciate you all from day one till now, and we're going to keep it plugged in. We're going to keep your mind stimulated. So stay tuned for our next episode. Tuning in again. Much love and peace.